This is our family dog. We've had this dog for going on, I want to say almost 20 years. As you see, she is staring at me. And you may be wondering, why am I making a video of our family dog? Well, after this clip and from the title of the video, you should have a little bit understanding of why. But more so when you get ready to watch what I'm going to speak about after this video, because I know somebody is going to try to flag the video or bear false witness in regards to my thoughts and beliefs in regards to animals and pets. But as you see, she is old, and she is in pretty good health for her age. She's in, as we say, in good spirits. Coco, what you doing? What you doing, girl? What you doing? You tired? How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Staying Focused for Jesus. This is the official introduction. This is some good stuff right here. Let's see if I can get it in the camera. Reed's all natural ginger beer. It's not really beer, but you get the drift. It has sparkling filtered water, cane sugar, pineapple juice, honey, ginger root, lemon, and lime juices and spices, which is the ginger. Pretty good stuff if you want to get some stuff out, clear the throat. It's real good. So if you have that available in your local area, then definitely check that out. Ginger is also good. It's good for many things, but ginger is a natural blood cleanser. If I'm not mistaken, it's good for headaches, migraines, stuff like that, because it actually thins the blood. It's also good for arthritis, for joint pain, stuff like that. But if you're not eating like you're supposed to be eating, not eating all this junk, and then you think you're taking these herbs and stuff and they're going to help, it may help for a little bit, but then the pain is going to eventually come back. So in the same way, I know this is kind of like off topic, but you speak as the Spirit leads you. In the same way, changing your eating habits is a drastic change. You have to literally be born again to change the way that you have eaten all your life to something completely different. So there's a correlation with that and what? Really being born again. And we know there's a correlation with food in the scriptures, because we see it in the scriptures where it talks about the bread of life, the bread, the manna from heaven and stuff like that. And we know that's in reference to Christ. So think on that. Yeah. Somebody need to hear that. Somebody need to have that brought back to their memory. As I said, you speak as the Spirit leads you. Now, going to the topic at hand, y'all saw our family dog, which it's my mom's dog, but it's the family dog. When I was a wee little lad, I was younger, I had a dog. I had several dogs. I used to go to the pound. I used to get them. And anybody that deals with animals, you know that you have not a liability, but there's a chance when you get a dog or animal from the pound that the animal may possibly be sickly or get sick because of the environment that they are in. So I went to the pound. I got a few animals, not few like in I got 2 or 3 at one time, but I got a few animals over time because something had happened. And even thinking about it now, it's like it was sad. And I'm gonna explain it to you. I had a dog that got parvo, and then he kind of like died real fast. So, you know, he didn't suffer a lot. And then I went and got another dog, and this is over a period of time. I think that dog got parvo too. And so then I went and got another dog,
Again, this is over time. This isn't like I got a dog and then it got parvo and I went back immediately and got another dog. This is, over time, over some years and stuff like that. And so I remember this one dog. No, I'm telling the story wrong. At least 2 dogs I had from the pound that ended up having parvo. One dog I had got from somebody that had puppies, and the dog ended up getting sick. But it still got sick. Don't know if it was parvo or whatever. I can't really remember. I want to make sure I tell the story right. So there was this one dog, and he got parvo. And I thought he was going to make it through. He was sick. He got sick and stuff. And if you've ever experienced a dog having parvo, it's not pretty. And this is a puppy. This is a puppy. This is my puppy. You know how it is. You got a puppy. You know, oh, I love him. And, I want to, love on him. And, that he follows you everywhere. You got clean up poop and, all that other stuff. And just thinking about it, I'm tearing up a little bit because I remember this like it was yesterday. I remember looking in the dog's eyes and, just as a puppy, because he was a puppy, he just looking at me like help me. And there was nothing I really could do because I didn't really have the funds to take him to the vet. My mom didn't have the funds to take him to the vet. And I was hoping that he would get better. And he got better for a little bit, but it just took over him. He was throwing up everything he ate. Everything he drank, he was throwing up. And you could just see him withering away. And that's something that will probably stick with me for the rest of my life. I love that dog. I probably would still have that dog if he was alive. I try not to cry on videos, but hey, and it's not about the dog so much. Yeah, that was my dog. Just like if you have a dog, you have any type of animal, that's your animal. And the Bible talks about taking care of your animals, because that's what we're supposed to do. So I went through that, and man, it was sad watching this dog, my dog, literally wither away until he died, and there was nothing that I could do to help him. So you have this thing going on. I want to make sure I gave that backstory before I touch on what I'm going to touch on, because I'm an animal person too. I love animals. I love how God created the different animals. They're unique. There's certain animals, or creatures I should say, I just don't fool with. Spiders and stuff, I don't fool with no spiders, bugs. Hey, when I get to heaven, I'm going to be like, Lord, what's up with these roaches, Lord? Like, roaches got to be a curse. Because don't nobody like roaches, unless you just weird. If you like roaches, you just weird. Nobody likes roaches. So did the Lord send the roaches because of sin? Because y'all probably like, yeah, I can't stand no roaches either. Nobody likes roaches. Nobody. If you like roaches, then I ain't got nothing for you. You ain't nobody. You just ain't nobody. So I'm an animal person. I love animals. But I love people more than I love animals. And some people are going to get offended by the things I'm going to say, but if you're offended by it, then you're offended for a reason, because there's something deeper going on in your heart. So the Amazon was on fire recently. Oh, the animals, the rainforest, we're destroying the world. Why did God allow the Amazon to catch on fire, and for all these animals and all these things, different things that are happening to happen? All that is a result of sin. All that's going on, these fires and everything, the fires in California, the fires that were in the Amazon, rather they started it or whatever, The fires that are now blazing in Australia. People ain't paying attention. Why is God allowing that? Because it's a foreshadow of what's to come. People, when you went back and you listened to the videos and watched the videos of when people were driving through the fires in California, they literally was saying stuff like, this is like hell on earth. It was something like out of a movie. Like Dante's, Dante's Peak, when they had to drive through the fire. I remember that when I was watching the clips, when the people were driving through the fire and the children in the back seat crying like "Daddy" or "Mommy." It brought back scenes from movies, but here it is in real life, and nobody really seems to care or to ask the question why. We know why. We know why. So you had the fires blazing in the Amazon. You had an outcry. We're destroying the world. Sin is destroying the world. And those fires are a result of sin. Now you have Australia blazing. Oh my gosh, the animals. So I'll tell you what I did. I went on YouTube. I typed in Australia, and you know the first thing that comes up is Australia fires. So I didn't even click on any of the video. I just scrolled through and see how many videos there were. And I wanted to see the views, the attention that is being garnered to what's going on in Australia. And of course, the views are off the chart. Off the charts. The views are off the charts. So many people seem to be concerned about the animals. They seem to be concerned about Australia. The problem is they are more concerned with the animals. They're more concerned with Australia burning than they are with people. We have exalted animals over mankind, even with man acting on the level of animals. We have worshiped the creature more than we worship the creator. I mean, if you're going to worship something, at least worship a man or a woman. Of course, I'm not telling you to do that, but understand what I'm saying. People love their animals more than they love their fellow brothers and sisters of the flesh. They love their animals more than they love their fellow brothers and sisters of the flesh. They're more concerned about Australia burning. They're more concerned about the animals than they are about black folks. I told you I was going to offend some people. Now, am I saying that there aren't people out there that treat black people with respect in the same way they treat white people with respect? Excuse me. I'm not saying that. Hear me out in what I'm saying before you jump down my throat, because you very well may condemn yourself. Let me ask you something. Did you ever ask yourself, why is that happening to Australia? I just told you. Let me ask you something else. Have you studied history? Yeah, Brother King, I have. Have you studied the history of Australia? A little bit, but maybe you know something that I don't know. Have you studied who the indigenous people of Australia are? Have you went and looked up the pictures of the indigenous people of Australia? If you have not, let me tell you, the indigenous people of Australia are black. They're blacker than me. And they were also colonized, land taken, destroyed. Now, granted, I know that a lot of that stuff happened because of judgment, but it doesn't mean that the people who did these different things aren't going to be held accountable for what they did. So let's make sure we tell the whole story. Doesn't give them the right to have done that. So you're telling me that the indigenous people of Australia, who happen to be black, their lands were taken and they were subjugated to many atrocities that African Americans, I'm using that term generically, have been subjugated to in this land also. And right before your very eyes, we are watching and looking at the collapse of American society. We're the same people that are concerned about these animals in excuse me, not the Amazon, but Australia being on fire. Do they have the same concern for the people that were colonized, the people that were pretty much almost literally wiped off the planet of the earth? Is the concern the same? Now you may be saying, well, that ain't me. I'm not doing that. Is the concern the same for your fellow brother and sister of the flesh, what we would call black, and you happen to be white? Overall, is the concern the same? You may not fit into that category, but is the concern the same overall with majority of what we call white people in regards to what has happened to black people and what's continually happening? Now, I'm not saying that ain't some foolish black folks that they reap what you sow, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Let's not play stupid. Let's not play stupid. We are more concerned with animals. We are more concerned with Australia itself than we are concerned with black people. And that's just keeping it real. History has shown us that. Society has shown us that. The laws that have been implemented in these different places have shown us that. Some of you may be thinking about Mike Vick. Oh yeah, I'm going to get to him. I'm going to get to Mike Vick. I'm going to get to him. I'm going to get to him right now. Mike Vick served his time. Mike Vick actually took the charges. He if you actually study the case out, the evidence supported that he didn't actually do the stuff. He was just the one that was funding it. But he said he went on and did it so he can, go through his humiliation and stuff like that. Now, was Mike Vick guilty for what he did? Absolutely. That was just wrong. He shouldn't have been doing that. So he paid the consequences for it. He went to jail. He served his time, and he has moved on with his life. But guess what? Still, people today protest and bring up what Mike Vick did, and Mike Vick got more time than some people have gotten for actual murder. There are still people out there that I've seen who have committed far worse crimes consistently. We ain't just talking about just one case, but consistent cases of far worse, heinous crimes committed by white people who have gotten less time, and they are not continually, it's not continually brought up what they have done in the eye of the public. We talking about public figure type of people that are known. But Mike Vick did something, served the time, went to jail, moved on with his life. He even now has a dog. And people still can't forgive him for what he has done. But I'm still supposed to support America because that's the mentality of America overall. That's the mentality of America overall. America don't give a dang about black people. America don't give a dang about white people. White people just think that America gives a dang about them. But America don't give a dang about you. The spirit of America doesn't give a crap about you. So why is all this happening? We want to go to the book of Hosea chapter 4. Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. By swearing and lying, and killing and stealing, and committing adultery, they break out, and blood toucheth blood. Therefore shall the land mourn, and everyone that dwelleth therein shall languish, with the beasts of the field, and with the fowls of heaven. Yea, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away. So when he said the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away, he's saying that the fowls of the heaven are going to be taken away, and the beasts of the field are going to be taken away, and everyone that is in that land, when he brings a judgment upon them, will be taken away. What is happening in Australia? The beasts of the field are being taken away, and the people are languishing and mourning because the land is mourning. What was the result of the land mourning and languishing and the beasts and the animals being destroyed? Because of the sins of the people. There you go. So, because of the sins of the people, because of our sins, God first, before he gives it to us, he puts the punishment on the land. Because we know we spill the blood goes to the land, and then the blood cries out. So let me get their attention with this. Then he starts to mess with the animals. We see the animals suffering. He's trying to get our attention that much more. Then a lot of times he will do both, the animals and the land, still trying to get our attention. And then when he can't get our attention, then he drops the hammer on us personally. God don't care about the animals like he cares about us. So he will use those things to try to get our attention, because those things are happening because of our sins. So what's happening in Australia is the result of the sins of mankind, both black and white. Let's make sure we get it right. Both black and white. But the context of what we're talking about completely is that I've seen pictures of people running to get the animals and giving animals drinks of water. I'm like, y'all won't even do this for the fellow black man or black woman. And it's sickening. It's pure sickening. This is why in the book of Joel, the Lord talks about bringing judgment upon the Gentiles. Because majority of Gentiles, they have this mindset. Majority of Gentiles have this mindset. Now, if you are a Gentile watching this video and you are upset about it, the only reason that you are upset about it is because you fall into that category. So don't be sitting here claiming that you're a believer, but you can't even understand these simple things. You can't even see what's right in front of you. And we as a people have been crying this the whole time. The fruit is right there. That's like me not being real about certain things that black people do. Now, again, I'm going to keep it real on both sides. So if you have a problem with it, then that's your own fault. It's simply, it's mind-boggling when I sit here and I watch these videos, and y'all know that I don't speak it from a biased standpoint. My judgment is righteous in the Lord. I'm going to address both sides. And I may address something specifically, but even when I'm addressing something specifically, I'm still going to address both sides. It's so crazy. The state of the world that we are in, the state of the world because of the people. Where we care more about the animals than we do about black people, our fellow brothers and sisters of the flesh. Whether you are black or rather you are white, Of course, I'm more so addressing white people. And you think that you're going to profess the name of Christ and then on Judgment Day, stand before the Lord Jesus Christ that you claim and profess that you follow, and he going to let you up in his house. You done lost your everlasting damn mind. You done lost your everlasting damned mind because you're damned. You have people over in Africa. There's no such thing as world hunger. World hunger is made up. It's the result of the greed of mankind. There's enough food for everybody to have. World hunger is made up. They control the food, so therefore they can control who gets the food. They control the internet. So therefore, if you can control the internet and who gets certain knowledge, you can in essence control how ignorant a person is. Because if you have knowledge, you can do certain things. That's just common sense. World hunger is made up. In Africa, you have many people hungry and starving. Yes, I know that's because some of the consequences of sin and stuff like that. But the Bible also tells us that if you have the power to help people, you're supposed to do it. You see, all this, people don't realize this. Oh my God, this world that we're living in right now, it's a test. This is the proving ground. But only thing that majority of people see is the flesh, the physical. That's all they see. How can it be a proving ground? Why is God allowing it? Because it's a proving ground. Because you're sitting there claiming that I love the Lord, I love people, but then you have the means to help people and you don't help them. So why in the world would God give you the greater riches, the greater glory, the greater blessing when you can't even do what you're supposed to do right here in this physical world? When the real power comes from the spiritual, which allows you to manifest a greater glory in him in the physical realm. This is a proving ground. This is a test ground. Oh, you really love me? I'm going to put you in the wickedest place in the universe, right here on earth, where everything's going down. And let me see if you can make it through there, then you can make it through anything. It's one thing to claim you love the Lord, but what happens when you actually put into the fire? You see? So God is allowing a lot of this stuff to happen because in his infinite wisdom, we don't know how far his wisdom goes. He knows what he's doing. But all you see is, why would God allow this and that to happen? He allowed it in a sense, but it's our own fault. But we want to turn around, we want to blame God. But even in our mess, God still works through it. To prove a point that, hey, I could fix it, but even if I fix it, y'all still are going to rebel. Okay, God fixes it, and guess what? He creates a new heaven, new earth, and then he lets everybody in, and then guess what? We're going to destroy it, we're going to mess it up too. So you're here because it's a proving ground. Okay, if you can make it through this, then I'm going to give you a new heaven and a new earth and new universe, new planets and everything new. Because if you went through that, you made it through that, then I know that you're real. You really love me. But people don't realize that all they see is this current physical. Why God allowed this? Why God allowed that? Because you don't see the bigger picture. All you see is flesh, not realizing that there's more to life than this flesh. This flesh is here today and gone tomorrow. But the spirit, the soul, oh yeah. You think this is it. This ain't it. You either gonna go to heaven or you're gonna go to hell. You don't believe in heaven or hell, then hey, that's you. You still gonna die. How about that? Your ass is still grass, as the Bible talks about. We are like the grass that here today and gone tomorrow, like it's for the chaff, for the fire, be burnt up. But it's just sickening. It sickens me that we care more about animals than we care about our fellow brothers and sisters of the flesh. And more specifically, we care more about animals than we care about black people. And then when I say we, I'm speaking as a whole in regards to mankind. Because I love my brothers and sisters of the flesh. I love my black brothers and sisters. But also I love my white brothers and sisters. That's a righteous, fair judgment. But if I know about hell, then why would I want somebody to go to hell because, oh, I want you to go to hell because you white? You should go to hell simply because you're white. That doesn't even sound just. That doesn't even sound righteous. But you have people out here teaching that. You deserve to go to hell simply because you are white. There will be consequences to pay for people like that. God has made salvation available to the Jews and the Gentiles. Now, you can sit here and argue about who the Gentiles are and everything. I'm not about to argue with you about that. But for you to hate somebody simply because of their skin color, they're just ridiculous. But this is the world we live in. This is the world we live in. So don't fall into that category, because if I'm speaking this, if God has put this message in my spirit, then how do you think he feels? What do you think that he's thinking? The apple of his eye, Israel, who happens to be a people of color, that the world hates. And he sees that the people who are in power right now, the Gentiles, the Gentile nations, they love the animals more than they love people in general, especially God's people. My. It's going to be hell to pay. It's going to be hell to pay for a lot of people. And the sad thing is, it's going to be hell to pay for somebody listening to this video right now. Somebody listen to this video right now. They're going to hear it. They're going to agree inwardly because it's truth. But then they're going to go about their business. They're going to die. They're going to go to hell. These words, this conversation is going to be brought up on Judgment Day. And they will have to remember these words forever. Somebody's still going to end up in hell, even after everything that has been said. It's ridiculous how we love animals more than we love black people. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed to be in this world. I'm ashamed for mankind as a whole. It's a sad day. And as the days go by, they get even sadder. But for those of us who are in Christ, we have that much more joy. But I'm so sad for what we have become. I'm so sad for what we have become. And I feel privileged because you hear me say this all the time. I didn't grow up racist. I didn't deal with racism until actually I got saved. Now, majority of the racism I dealt with wasn't until I actually got saved. Because I grew up around different cultures. I grew up around white people, black people. I traveled around the world because my dad was in the military. So, because of that, I can have you can say, neutral ground and look at it from both sides and not be biased because I was exposed to certain type of racial profiling and racism, stuff like that. It's literally a privilege for me to be in that position and speaking from the perspective that I do because of my background, my upbringing and stuff. It's gonna be hell to pay. So yeah, I just want to get that off my spirit and get it out there to who needs to hear it. And don't be that way regardless. Don't be that way with white people if you're black, white people if you're white. Don't be that way with black people if you're white, or black people if you're black. Continue to walk in the spirit of love. Continue to stand for what's righteous. My mama's black. If she in the wrong, she in the wrong. My wife is black. If she in the wrong, she in the wrong. You get my drift. So with that being said, God bless each and every one of you in Jesus Christ's name. As always, stay focused on Jesus. As you know, truth is like a baby.
Thank you for taking the time.
Squeeze it so tight, get the last drop, till there's nothing left, until we pass out. Keeping us around to clean up the mess and take the garbage out, but we'll be trash next. Create catastrophes to speed up the process. Depopulation, agenda, progress. News tell half-truths, hidden in plain sight. Play with it Kool-Aid, but gave us cyanide. They know we don't see it. They know you can't see it.
And some other stuff. Books.
What they've done to us.
Many things.
Open your eyes. Lemonade. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. It ain't safe for us. They made it so sweetly, so it will be easy to carry their plans out to lemonade. Lemonade. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. It ain't safe for us. Made it too easy while we're busy sleeping. They carry their plans out to lemonade. Voluntarily, they hold us hostage. Pay to receive fabricated knowledge. False education, standing ovation for my degree in indoctrination. Georgia Guidestones plainly tell us that they plan to eliminate us. Conspiracy theory, we see no dilemma as they quietly wipe out billions. They know we don't see it. They know you can't see it. They know what they done to us, taking us down. Lemonade. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. It ain't safe for us. They made it so sweetly, so it will be easy to carry their plans out to lemonade. Lemonade. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. It ain't safe for us. Made it too easy while we're busy sleeping. They carry their plans out to lemonade. Invisible ones behind the scenes, like Geppetto, pulling the strings. Master plan, dumb us all down. Eat what they feed us, try not to think. Carry on, nothing to see as they continue with their killing spree.